Real quick, if you want to learn music production the right way, there is a link to a course in the description that is out September 1st. So watch for it. And if you're watching this after September 1st, then it's out. So if you're interested in learning, click the link below. Let's get into the video. Today we're going to be breaking down a recreation of the new Sabrina Carpenter song, 𝗕𝗘𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗘. This is what I've created. So let's jump in and listen to it. First off, we need to get the guitar tone. I still have not recreated the perfect guitar tone for this song. I was talking to my friend AAR, and he was thinking it was probably some very, very driven amp with a volume knob turned low. Does sound like it could be that. I got something similar sounding, but it took a couple attempts, as you can see here. The first two guitars sound like this. And they're a combination of amps. This first one here is a 𝗕𝗘𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗘 100 with a Satch overdrive. And this one is a Mesa Boogie with a Fender compressor. The next two were some more driven ones, sounds like this. Those are a Fender compressor and a Amplitude, I don't know, a Brit Valve Pre, whatever this is. And guitar 2 is a Mesa Boogie with just nothing, standard. It's important though, I did take off some reverb here. Don't need that reverb. Actually need to lower a little more. So what you can do is, if you want to like clean up and polish these a bit, you can actually take these. You can switch these to beats and then switch this to transients or whatever. Transients usually works pretty well. And then press the forward into the line icon, whatever really that means. You can basically lower this and it'll cut off stuff that isn't transient. This is, I'll show you. So if you want to clean it up a little bit, maybe something like that might work. I can give it a shot. I won't do this for the whole thing, just to see. It's all right, it's clean. So that's that for the main two guitars. That goes into a sub. Keep in mind all the guitars are in the sub except for the little guitar lead. This is just some compression. It's gonna go into some EQ. Oh, I guess not. I bet you this session crashed and my EQ settings didn't save. Then it's gonna go into this Mixland vac attack. It's just a vacuum tube limiter. Hitting it pretty hard. Going into some saturation. And then going into some final EQ. So that's what's on the sub, so just keep that in mind because all these guitars are going into the sub too. So speaking of those guitars, let's go into the little lead section here. Oh, it's actually not. I guess it kind of is. It's kind of like a hybrid lead backing section. Same sort of thing, it's just, let's see, I bet you it's like a Mesa Boogie thing. Okay, so we got a triple rectifier and a vintage metal lead, just kind of making a vintage sort of feel. We've got it panned left, and this one is panned middle, so it's kind of off a little bit to the left, and the room looks like it's the same. And that just sounds like this. So with everything, so far, it sounds like this. And that cuts off in the second part right here, which we can call the verse, or we can call this the verse too. Now into the chorus, there's that same guitar playing a heavier section. I found the song was quite rocky anyway, so a good rock guitar was a good idea, I thought. Next we had this guitar D, so the fourth guitar we've got now, 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. That is made out of Amplitude again, just a jazz amp. It's just that little like twinkly modulated kind of sound. It goes like, sounds like this. Very like 1975-ish, so cool. Next we got the fifth guitar, guitar E. That's made out of the American Lead Mark III and some overdrive. Sounds like this. Basically just playing like a high lead part, kind of hidden in, especially when you include everything in that sub and that limiter gets activated, it kind of gets buried. Lastly, for that chorus section, I guess it's like more the power chorus section, we've got some more heavy guitars. Those are the same patch, I believe, sound like this. Just playing the root chord, just to add some layering into the whole section. By the way, all these guitar patches will be available in the store, so go ahead and check them out if you want. If you've got 𝗕𝗘𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗘 5, all of them except for this one, because this one is built out of the Chandler, but it is essentially just an overdrive tone. You can make it very, very easily. Next, we got the guitar lead. This is one of my favorite guitar tones. It is very 1975-ish, made out of this beautiful amp right here, the Boston 100, and a bit of OCD overdrive. Here is the setup right here. It's got some chorus, some delay, and some reverb on it. Sounds like this. And so with everything, we'll solo this and we'll solo this. It sounds like this. Super nice, full, thick guitar sound. You could maybe do a little bit of EQ here, fixing stuff up, but this was a little more of a rough section here. Next, we'll get into the drums. These are a bit more complicated because they kind of got a bunch of subs going on, but we'll start with the kick. It is just this sample right here. Just this sample right here. It's an Oliver kick, punchy clean. And then we have a Make Pop Music kick, Velocity 3. That together sounds like this. And keep in mind we have some EQ on this. Oh, I guess we don't. Okay. The benefits of a session crashing. Sounds like that. Nice and thick. Next we have a snare sample, which is the Oliver Modern Mix Ready Layered. We have this sample, which is a snare punchy Mix Ready Layered heat with some plate on it. We got a third snare sample, which is a Make Pop Music snare. It's got the frequency shifter on it. So without it sounds like this. And with it, so looks like it didn't even save. This was lower. Just to make it a little bit deeper. Cool, and with that snare sub, we've got just some EQ on there. Snare sub sounds like this. It's got some reverb in there too. I'm gonna just take that out a bit. Much cleaner. Next, we got a snap, which is from the Oliver Snap Huge Verb. And the hi-hat, which is from Oliver as well. Now, in that whole drum sub, we've got a limiter, because there's a lot going on. Some saturation. We also got some compression. And we got some EQ, and this one did save. Cool. Cool. Lastly, we have some crashes from Kashmir, and then another crash here. These just have their share of reverb on them. Right here, you can see the reverb. This is routed to my long reverb, some of my medium reverb, and some delay as well. I'd even take out some more lows here. All right, and then we've got some bass going on. So in the actual song, a real bass is very clearly used, but I don't have a real bass right now. So I have this contact library, which is just the Scarby pre-bass, which is a P-bass emulation. And I've got this little bass patch right here, which is an Ampeg SVT, a tuner. I don't know why there's a tuner on here, actually. An EQ8, some Saturn, looks like that, and some bass lane to widen out the bass. And that sounds like this. And then I took that bass line and yeah, it looks identical, and copied it over to a Juno bass, which sounds like this. And together. Now the synths, this is kind of like a wild card. Especially with these crystals. These crystals are crazy. These synths are about a bit of a wild card. I don't even know if they're actually like in the song really, but they're just used to fill up the mix. So firstly, on the synths, there is some compression that is just routed to the kick. So it's like as a pumping sound. Just a side chain to the kick. This is a Juno 6 patch. Looks like this, called harpsichord. Very simple. Next one is Synth 2. It is a serum patch. It's a patch I made. Looks like this, Juno, basic MIDI. These are the parameters, these are the effects. Very simple. A really nice tip for like widening your synths is on even numbers, the voices kind of remain left and right over here, and on odd numbers, it would be like 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. So there will always be something in the middle. So if you want something that's wide and not really in the middle, you can just do an even number for your unison. And so those two synths together sound like this. And there's one more, the crystals. This is a Twin 3 patch called Cinematic Zimmer. It's also got the crystallizer on here, the original crystal patch. Right now it sounds like a 2014 EDM vacation song, but with everything else layered in. It sounds really nice. So, now that we've gone through everything, let's listen to it all. And that's it. Obviously there's different sections throughout the song. I kind of just did the main ones. The intro, the kind of verse section, the chorus, post-chorus as well right here. And then there's a little section that's just bass and kick. And I guess snare, so bass and drums. Then it goes into just bass and kick. Oh no, just kick, okay. And then... and that's it. It's really, really simple. If you want to look at the main processing and the master, there's just some townhouse buzz compressor on here. Pretty heavy. And a tape machine, as always, on this setting. Oh, it's not. It's on this setting. Okay, interesting. Yeah, makes it nice and full. I actually forgot to end this video, so hope you learned something. Bye!